down there. We've checked that area and I've crossed the creek. And I'm on this side now. We're going to walk this direction. There is another bridge down there around the curve to the left. See what we can find. Rockhounding and nature's worst enemy. Litter. Look at this piece of glass. You see that? My dog just almost stepped on that. I hate when people do this. But that's why I bring an extra bag along with me, and I fill it up as I go and collect the trash. Wow, this one is pretty. I'll go from this direction. You might be able to see if the dog would move. Let's see. Might be able to see the druzy on there. That sun was hitting it. You see that? It caught my eye. And look at the back of that. It's completely mineralized. It might even be a fossil. I see some ridges on there, so we'll have to clean that one up and see what we got there. I'll try to get this on camera for you. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. This is an impression, I believe, fossil, trace fossil, I think is what they might call it. Well, you can see the line there, and I'll try to zoom it in. You could just faintly make out the leaves, and I believe it to be a fern. If we look on your top right there, let's see if I can get it in the sun. You can see the leaves going off to the side. Pretty cool. Let's see what else we can find. Just found another, what I believe to be a fossil. You can see some different imprints there on the top. Do you see this? Let's see. Let me turn around to the sun. Is that any better? You see that there? Looks like some fossil material sticking up. And also the end here. Turn it around. That white area has also got some rippled texture. There's a deep hole here in the middle. Saw some more right here. So overall, pretty good find. Have to get it cleaned up and see what all we got. Just found this one, and I can't tell if it's got the shape of a maybe a half of a gastropod or even a shell. Not sure. Maybe even a horn coral. Look at the top there, where this area is poking up. Either that, or it might even be a same agate. You can see where it runs along here. Pretty cool find. Look how pretty. You can see that just glistening in the sun. I think it's going to be a little bigger than I'd like, but we'll check it out. Oh yeah, that's pretty big. Holding the phone with my left hand, I can't quite keep it steady. That one might actually be calcite or maybe even feldspar or something. We'll leave it there to keep growing. Not sure if this is hematite or if it's just a mudstone, but it is super cool. Look at that. Look at the character this rock has. I mean, that's just, I love it. It's shaped like a little fish. Look at the details in there. I thought it was going to be a Jasper when I picked it up, but when I do this and scratch another rock, definitely getting a rust color, so that's why I'm leaning towards hematite, but that is just awesome. Let's see what else we can find. So I went to pick my bag up after putting the hematite in there, and I looked down, and presto changeo. Real nice crystal here. All right, let's keep going. That's what I'm talking about. 2 more steps and I found another one. Look at that crystal. Isn't that beautiful? Just amazing. Saw something there catching my eye. Oh, darn. I saw that sticking up. It definitely caught my attention. On to the next. Watch this one off. This side caught my attention. I can't see it now that it's wet, but it has druzy all over it. It was sparkling in the sun. And you can see, the whole top half of this is just covered with the type of mineral. And then I flipped it over, and I do see some slight blending, like it might be a seam agate, maybe. And it just could be very well just a quartz seam going through the rock. But either way, it's really pretty. Wow, check this one out. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? All those layers of quartz just running through there. All that beautiful druzy on the top. Just stunning. I started to pick this one up, and then I realized what it was, so I wanted to look at this. Let me get it rinsed off here real quick. Look at that. Switch hands. There we go. That is really cool. Just picked this one up. Look at the crystals in there. It's just beautiful. I love these quartz crystals. And these, they're almost like a concretion, I guess you would call them. Look at that running through there. Just awesome. Look at this guy. This is another one of those, it's kind of like a mudstone, I guess. Mud clay that just hardens over time. Similar to that hematite one that I had earlier. I mean, they almost look like Jasper, but they're not. When you cut them open, they usually have really cool different colors and inclusions, and a lot of times there could be agates running through it or other cool minerals like pyrite, all kinds of different things. So we'll have to check that one out. Might get the hammer and break that open and see what's inside. Wow, look at that one. Just waiting to ruin somebody's day. That's definitely going in the bag too. I found another one of these, I don't know, mud rocks or shale or whatever they are. This one caught my eye because it's got some right here. Right there. I was trying to clean it off, but what appears to be a fossil there. And also this side, you see all those ridges? All of those ridges are a light color. They almost look like a piece of, like of a shell, or could possibly be quartz running through it. And I looked a little closer. If you look on your top left there, see if I can get it in the sun. See those faint little lines there in the top corner? Let's see. I think I got something on the camera making it all fuzzy. Oh yeah, much better. Here we go. You can see those be in the shade. Anyway, I believe that this has a fossil inside, or it's got some really cool mineralization going on. I'm not sure, but we'll have to check it out. Get it cleaned up, and it's got a nodule here on the end, bulbous, so there could possibly be something in there as well. And there's some more sign there, it looks like. But we'll see. That little guy hanging out in the sun. He must feel like he's on top of a mountain with a waterfall over there. Good, he's gone. Because I really don't like spiders. And I wanted to look at this. You can see that line going across there. It appears to be maybe some quartz or possibly a fossil embedded in there. Because I'm seeing a raised area here. I'm seeing some, I don't know, about three right here in this little foot areas. If you see that white one there, there's one there, another one there. I'm gonna check those out. They're possibly some quartz. Oh, looks like there's another one right there. If you can barely see that one, we'll check those out and see what they are. Whew, that water's still a little chilly, even though it's almost 80. Well, here's the first one I saw. Don't drop the phone. The second one, third one, fourth one. So we're 4 for 4 on that one. Couldn't help myself. I saw something else white in the water. This one, a pretty good sized piece. This one looks like it recently broke since it's so white. but they stand out in that water. This one. Those make great tumblers. I don't know if you'll be able to see this one or not. Right there in the very middle. Right there is some quartz. And the entire rock bank here is just littered with little chips and shards. And even full double terminated crystals I've found just lying right here on the side. Especially after that flood water. Because all this was underwater. You see the bridge there? The water was touching the bottom of that bridge. That's how high it was. And I'm down here. You can see the banks up there where how high the water was. So it brings all these little crystals in, and it's the perfect time to go check when the waters go down. I found another all the way around her. Got the white quartz band running all the way around, continuous circle. So here's another wish. I've recently noticed that you see these bigger rocks out here. There's the shoreline. I'm just a few feet into the water here. These bigger rocks, these crawfish live under, right? And like, let's say this one, this rock here, I flip it over, and they have their little hole here. I find the best rocks there. Look at, I swear that they're like, you know how a crow or a bird, they'll go get shiny things. I think, I just think that's what the crawfish do because, I mean, it could just be a coincidence and maybe because they have a little hole there, the water flows in and it pushes the things like this, the quartz, into their little area. But I just find it funny that all the little rocks that I flip over where they have their little house going on, I always find good rocks. So I just figured I'd share that with you guys. Next time you're out, go check where the crawfish are and check under those rocks like that. I'm going to see if I can get this on camera. If you guys always see her nudging me while I'm filming, this is why. She wants to catch a rock. I take the little small ones that are the mud right here so they're soft. See, now she's chewing it up and spitting it out. She just loves to catch them and then chew on them. I guess maybe they taste good or they got some vitamins in there for them. I don't know. But that's usually why my camera's getting nudged, just from her. And now she's going to dig and pick out a really big rock and bring it up to the bank. She's definitely a rockhound. I think I found the world's smallest agate. Look at this. You see that? Look how tiny it is. It's so cute. There we go. You can see all the way through. Isn't that awesome? It must just be a little chip that broke off a bigger one. I'm almost out of battery, but I wanted to show you this one really quick. Look at this perfect quartz crystal right here, just sitting on top. No, don't drop it. It's a little tiny one. Look how awesome. that back so it can finish growing. Listen, this right here, this blue right here just caught my eye against that sun, and I just knew I done hit the mother lode. I had me a sapphire, and I got it, and it's just a piece of blue ribbon. But that's okay. It's another one for the bag. This has got to be the coolest thing I have found all day. Look at that. Isn't that cool? But wait. Oh, yeah. It is loaded. Definitely got to be a piece of coral or something. I don't know. It is super cool. Look at that. I'll have to check that one with the black light. About 50 yards from where we last saw the log on the creek. I'm headed downstream here. Let's see. I think over here, I know there was one tree that was already down across the creek, but I think that big log might be hung up over there, so we're going to go check it out. Well, that is a negative. This here is the same tree that was here previously. And about around that curve there, about 50 more yards down is, like I said, where we last saw the log. So thought it would be hung up here across this one. The water got high enough to float it across there. So we're going to keep going down further downstream. I see some trees down there. So maybe that big log is hung up down there. And we'll see what we can find along the way. Usually there's a lot of crystals washed up right here in this area. You can see the roots and the rocks and stuff, and they'll get caught up all in here. All right, I've got to go get my backpack over there and put my phone back in it before I travel over here and get this piece of garbage. I have fallen right here, smack in the middle of that water, so don't want to have my phone in my pocket just in case that happens again. And see, I'll set up a little base camp here with my bag and my drink and my tools and stuff, and then I have this little bag right here that I'll take with me. You see, it's a little like drawstring type bag, and I'll take that with me into the water instead of taking all my supplies and tools and things into the water so that they don't get messed up. So I will pull you back out as soon as I find something. Found another piece for the garbage bag. No clue what that is. But it doesn't belong on the creek bank, so taking it with me. My handy dandy gardening shovel that I use. As you can see, it has been broke off numerous times. How did you break it off? Well, digging up rocks, of course. All right, let me get this one dug up. We'll see what we have. All right, I got it out of there. Yeah, it's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. Let me rinse it off so we can get a look at it. Ooh, I see something right there that's got some crystals on it. Or it could be concrete. Kind of hard to tell with the water moving. The dog's photobombing. This looks interesting. Really pretty. Let's see if we can get it in the sun there. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that just awesome? It's got a lot of character. Could possibly have something inside there. Look at that. You never know. Pretty cool. Alright, check it out, guys. Can you see that? In the water there? Let's see. You might not be able to see it. Right in the middle of your screen there. I have found the log. Goes, oh, you can see she's standing on it now, so it's that deep underwater. It's that far underwater. And it goes down to about there. And you can see down there to your right where that rock bank is on your right. That's where it was originally at. And it has came a whole, that's at least a football. Yeah, that's at least 50 yards down the stream. And is lodged right here. And I don't know if the water, the flood water changed the area here permanently or what. Because the water, I'm standing in 2 feet of water here. I can usually, where the dog is there to where I'm standing, walk here on dry land. So it's still 3 foot inland. Uh, so I don't know if that's going to be a permanent change or if the water's going to go down any further. But yeah, I normally, right here, you can see this ledge underwater. I'm normally walking here and it's dry. And then where the log is, I'll usually walk out there and it'll be 2, maybe 3 feet deep during the spring and summertime. So yeah, I found the missing log. I can't believe this huge log traveled that far. From all the way down there. Let's see, there we go. Got it zoomed in. All the way down there to the right where those rocks are. Crazy.